Hello everyone, welcome to my channel all about biology, and this is Jyoti Verma. Today we will discuss about succession in a barren pond, that is Hydrosere. Previously we have discussed about succession and its types in details. If you have not seen it yet, you can see it from the playlist section. So Hydrosere is basically a type of primary succession that is autogenic in nature. Primary succession means a succession that is proceeding on a bare area, and autogenic means a succession that is proceeding with a slow speed. So within the Hydrosere there are certain stages. The first one is the pioneer community. Pioneer community is such a community that will grow firstly on a bare area. So in the case of Hydrosere, that is succession of a barren pond. So on a barren pond, the first community that will grow is the phytoplankton, that are the algal members of the family Cyanophyceae, Chlorophyceae and Basilariosphyceae. So these phytoplanktons multiply at faster rate within the pond, and some of the members fix nitrogen. As they grow at faster rate and ultimately later they will die, their dead organic matter go on depositing in the mud and release nutrients through decomposition. So if you look at the diagram, then the first stage here is the phytoplankton stage, that is regarded as the pioneer community, and in this stage there are the algal members of the family Cyanophyceae, Chlorophyceae and Basilariosphyceae. These phytoplanktons will grow and multiply at a larger rate, and when they die they will lead to the formation of organic matter, and they will contribute to a layer of mud which gets deposited at the bottom of the pond, and this soft layer of mud is suitable for the growth of other plants in the later stages. Now coming to our second stage, that is the seral communities, which are regarded as the transitional stages within the process of succession. The first stage within the seral communities is rooted submerged stage. So as the phytoplanktons have died up and they have created a layer of soft mud over the bottom of the pond, so in this case the submerged hydrophytes will grow there. The submerged hydrophytes like Hydrilla, Ceratophyllum and Vallisneria, they are completely submerged within the water. So they grow at a faster rate, and they will get sunlight which will pass through the water and it will reach at the bottom, and it will help the photosynthesis of these plants. These plants have the potentiality of producing large amount of soft mud by donating to their dead organic remains. So whenever these submerged hydrophytes die, then there will be a creation of a layer of dead organic matter over the bottom of the pond. So after the phytoplankton stage, the first seral stage is the rooted submerged stage, and here are Hydrilla and Vallisneria, which are rooted submerged hydrophytes. So they grow at the bottom of the pond, and when they will die, they will contribute to the layer of soft mud at the bottom of the pond. Coming to our second stage of the seral community, that is the rooted floating leaved stage, and after the submerged hydrophytes have grown there, they have contributed to 4 to 6 inches of soft mud. When the length of the soft mud reaches to such a value, then rooted floating hydrophytes like Nilambo, Nymphia, Urel or Victoria invade the pond. So that is our second stage of the seral communities, that is the rooted floating stage. This is your Nilambo, which is a rooted floating hydrophyte. It has a rhizomatous habit with a tuber buried in the soil, and it has long floating leaves with a long petiole. So due to this large floating leaves which float on the surface of water, it prevents the entering of sunlight to the bottom of the pond, due to which it will create a hindrance for the growth of other hydrophytes which were previously there. The third stage within the seral community is the free floating stage. Now the free floating hydrophytes will grow there like Eichhornia, Limna, Wolffia, Pistia and Azolla. They will dominate this stage, and they will float over the surface of water, and they will completely eliminate the submerged hydrophytes. Coming to next stage, that is the free floating stage. It can be your limna or wolffia, that are free floating hydrophytes that grow over the surface of water. They will completely cover the surface of water, due to which the sunlight cannot reach at the bottom of the pond, and the rooted submerged hydrophytes and the other plants were die. Now in the fourth cereal stage, the reed swamp stage, in which the attached emergence like typha, sagittaria and scirpus predominate, and the pond has been gradually converted into a swamp because there is very little amount of water left there at this stage, and due to this it creates an unfavorable environment for the true hydrophyte. So that is your reed swamp stage, that is representing by these attached emergent plant like the typha and the sagittaria. So these are growing there, and now the pond has been converted into a swamp. There is little water available there, that creates an unfavorable environment for the true hydrophytes. Fifth cereal stage is the sedge meadow stage, and in this stage those plants will be able to grow that can grow on water as well as on soil, like the ranunculus, dentella, cyperus and vetiveria. So this is your sedge meadow stage, that is represented by those plants that can grow on soil as well as on water. The sixth stage of the cereal communities is the woodland stage, that is the last stage within the cereal communities, and in this stage shrubs and trees will grow at that area like salix, almus and terminalia. And finally the third and the last community that will grow on the hydrosere process is the climax community, that is the forest, and it will include trees like shoria and tectona. So the climax community is the last and the final stage of the process of succession, and it is regarded as most stable community during the process of succession. This is your woodland stage, that is represented by shrubs and trees, and finally the last step of the process of hydrosere is the formation of climax community, which is the forest here. So the trees will continue to grow in this area, and this type of community is regarded as the most stable form of community. So that is all about hydrosere, that involves different stages at different levels. The first is the pioneer community, the second one are the cereal stages, and the third one is the climax community. So that is all about for today. If you like the video, just subscribe to my channel for further updates. Thank you so much.